Hey, you. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. Are you looking for the best way to promote your podcast? It's easy. Just advertise your podcast to your ideal target audience. That's right, listeners of similar podcasts. Podbean has the best and most cost-effective options for you. Just go to the website sponsorship.podbean.com/STR. That's right, your friends here at Scout Team Radio are hooking you up. Go to sponsorship.podbean.com/STR and you will get the best deals to get your podcast rolling. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Scout Team Radio.
Yeah.
You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here.
Straight
man.
gangsters. Yeah, good morning and welcome back. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. on 12-ounce Sports Radio. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Yep, all of that is true. And the man on the other microphone, he is a great patriot. We know him as
Yeah, it's your boy, Chris America, coming back to you live this Monday morning. It is a beautiful Monday morning, Loudbeard, and it is good to finally be back. It is good to hear your voice again.
It is good to be back. We took a week off. We need a little break from the day-to-day. I will admit that it was partially my fault because I did have some work trip that I had planned that was going to make it very, very difficult to record. So I am the reason why we had to take that week off. But I'm back, you're back, and Scout Team Radio is back live. And we plan on staying back so that we can continue to talk about all this greatness going on in the world of sports. And, of course, I'm going to talk 30 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds, Game of Thrones. Yep, that's it.
No.
Okay, I'm done.
No.
I'm done.
Don't. I'm still on season 2.
All right. Well, then there was a dragon.
You jerk. All right, since we're talking about being back, Loudbeard, I have something for you right here.
Let's hear it. Cue the music, maestro.
Oh, now it doesn't want to play. Here we go.
Hey, DJ.
Comeback complete. The 5th green jacket for Tiger Woods.
Giving his son a big old hug, man. You're happy to
Good
see
times.
that.
Yeah.
They're both wearing the red shirts, too. Oh, I got to
That
bring
son's
Mom
gotta
in.
wear the
Now it's
classic
time to give
red.
Mom a hug.
It's beautiful, man.
It's a beautiful moment. One of the, if not the greatest sports comebacks of all time. And the crowd chanting, Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. This is what golf needed, Loudbeard. This is what we needed. In the lull without football, we needed Tiger Woods to save us
we
from that
did.
lull.
We
March
absolutely
Madness
did.
was over. You know, you got some NBA playoffs picking up, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But Tiger Woods winning a major, winning his first Masters in 5,117 days. I don't know how many days it's been since his last major. I think it was 2008 was his last major, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 11 years since he won his last major, and he earns his 5th green jacket, and this had to have been the sweetest one of them all, knowing everything he had been through over the last 11 years, going through this major drought. And Tiger's back, man. This is great. Like you said, great for golf, right? I didn't look at the ratings overnight to see what they finished at, but I have to say that between looking at social media and me following the match, that everybody was talking about Tiger Woods. I don't care if you were a golf fan or not a golf fan. If you were a casual, just somebody, you knew what was going on with Tiger Woods. He was the talk of the town all day yesterday, and it was a sight to see. But I have to ask you a tough question, Chris America.
Well, then I'm going to give you a tough answer. You go first.
Give me a tough answer. Greatest sports chant ever. The crowd right now, when they were getting excited about Tiger Woods doing the Tiger, Tiger, or Rudy from that one movie where it was all fake, where they were like, Rudy, Rudy. Rudy or Tiger, greatest chant ever.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's going to be Tiger, 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 because the other one was fake. But that's not the greatest ever. It's going to be the second greatest ever. The greatest chant ever is quack, 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 quack.
You have now made a difficult decision even harder.
Yes.
That's
the Mighty Ducks quack chant.
Do
you remember?
That's a tough answer.
Loudbeard, do you remember back in February when the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl, and everybody was like, oh, I totally had the Patriots. The Patriots, nobody's surprised the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm pretty sure everybody picked them to fail. Everybody says they were done. They weren't that good. They weren't as good as they used to be, but everybody was pretending like they knew that the Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl. Do you recall that?
Yeah. Everybody that's an expert, they come out the day after, right? That armchair quarterback, they come out of the woodwork.
Well, I'm not letting the media off this time, okay? Because they said it 10 times, maybe 100 times, even more so for Tiger Woods. Let's take a listen to them. Let's not let them forget what they said about Tiger.
Turn his previous form.
No.
Do you think he stands a chance of being the Tiger Woods we once knew?
No.
No. Here's what's going to happen. He is not ever going to win another tournament.
I don't think we'll ever see Tiger Woods win a golf tournament again.
He's showing up at these tournaments pretty much knowing that he's not going to be there.
The short game is gone. His health is gone.
The next press release Tiger Woods should be I'm retiring.
I have considered him now for the last 5-6 years a former golfer.
You're washed. Just give up while you're ahead. Retire with some dignity.
Tiger Woods that we all knew, he will never, ever be that guy again.
And so in that video, it's a video of Tiger watching all this, and he's just sitting there with a stone face. And then at the end of, not Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, when he says he'll never be good again, he just kind of looks up at the camera and gives a sly little smirk. It was pretty funny.
Nice. And those are the big talking heads that were in there. Colin Cowherd, Jamel Hill, Stephen A. You heard them all.
Skip Bayless. Yep. They were all there. All of them said it. And I know all of our local radio stations here said he's done. We're never going to see the old Tiger again. But there was one show, Loudbeard, that still believed. There was two hosts on one show that still believed, and that was Scout Team Radio.
That was Scout Team Radio, Chris America. I was going to guess that.
Last year, I made the bold prediction that he would win a major last year. And he came close, Loudbeard. He came close to giving me that joy of being right, to hit the how the heck do you know that? Because I'm a genius button. But alas, he fell short. So then I doubled down on it this year. I said I was wrong last year, but he's going to do it again this year. And the first major on the tournament, boom, nailed it.
Yeah, he got it out of the way early, right? So now the speculation has to be gone. And again, this is a great moment for Tiger. And 11 years in between majors, he's got, I've seen it all over social media. There's this list of like, he had this injury, he had a knee, he had a back, he had this, he had that going on. Oh my gosh, look at all these things that have happened from his last major win to today. And it's like, well, I think we all kind of know what happened with Tiger. He had a lot of crap going on in his life, whether it was personal stuff or whether it was health issues. The guy was just not the same guy that we had known and loved way back when the great Tiger, was dominating. He had fallen off the face of the earth, and he had to crawl himself back out of the gutter to be where he was yesterday, and that is back on the top of the hill, wearing a green jacket, putting himself back out there as the immortal one, Tiger Woods. And I got to say, Chris America, the feelings, I had like goosebumps when he hit that shot, when you watched him give the hug to his kids and his mom was there supporting him, and the look on his face, like, I can't believe I did it, but I'm glad I'm back here because this is where I belong. And Tiger Woods looked like he belonged where he was yesterday. And, man, it's a great feeling.
Yes, the Tiger Woods is back. And then I saw the negative Nancy tweets. The guys that all said that he would never win a tournament are now coming out and saying, don't make this think that Tiger Woods is back. He's not going to win another tournament. This is just a once-in-a thing. Don't expect him to be competing week in and week out. And it's like, dude, just say I was wrong and live in the moment and enjoy the fact that Tiger is back. You don't have to always be right. It's okay to be wrong in sports media. And I hate that sports media can never admit when they're wrong. We do it all the time. We eat idiot sandwiches all the time. And I think everybody in that video I played and everybody that said Tiger Woods is never going to win a major or a tournament again should eat a big fat idiot sandwich.
Oh, absolutely. And, Tiger Woods right now is at 43 years old, which is kind of on the later side to be winning a major. But when you look at it, he still has time. He still has a few good years left in him. There is a very good possibility he could give this record for most major wins that Jack Nicklaus holds at 18 a run for its money, because sitting at 43 years old, Jack Nicklaus won his last major in Masters in 1986 at 46 years old. So we may see 3, 4, 5 more good years out of Tiger Woods. So he's not done. He's just starting. And we saw glimpses of that last season when, he was runner-up in a major, and he was there on the last day, and he was fighting hard but just didn't quite have it. Today, yesterday, I should say, when it was coming down to it, you saw that whole vintage Tiger look where he had the look in his face of just, I don't know, he couldn't put it away, right? He was ready, and then all of a sudden vintage Tiger came out, and he nails birdies when he needs to, and he finishes it off in style, but glad to see Tiger back.
Yes, and we're not going to see 99 to 2008 Tiger Woods. We're not going to see that, but we're going to see a solid golfer. We're going to see one of the top golfers in the world, and we're going to see somebody who other golfers should fear again, because when he turns it on like he did yesterday, and you saw he had that look, when you saw red shirt Tiger, you knew it was old school red shirt Tiger coming out to play on final Sunday.
Yeah, fist pump Tiger.
When
he's wearing the red shirt and he's doing the fist pump, you automatically know that everybody else is toast.
And you know why I predicted the major win? Part of it was just some tongue-in-cheek, but the other part, when he started out the season last year, he had that old Tiger confidence, that old Tiger swag again. He looked like when he talked about his health and his back and how he's playing, you could tell he could feel good about his game. And when you're talking about arguably one of the greatest golfers of all time, if not the greatest golfer of all time, when they say they feel good and they feel like they can play, I don't bet against those guys.
Yeah, they've got something about them. And it's not like there's anybody else right now taking the league by storm. Yeah, we have a good list of top golfers out there. There are guys that are competitive each and every week, but we kept wanting that next Tiger, right? First it was Rory. He came onto the scene, and then Jordan Spieth 3-4 years ago came onto the scene. But these guys have all just kind of hung around the top, but haven't taken the world by storm like Tiger once did. And so now we're seeing where Tiger's coming back saying, you guys left the door wide open for me. Here I am. You're not getting rid of me. I'm not gone. Whether or not I took a long hiatus or not, I don't care. I am back, and this is the Tiger that you're going to get. And, yeah, he's going to probably withdraw from some tournaments because he's got back soreness or elbow soreness or whatever ailment he's going to have. He's an old man. He's 43 years old. I can say that because I feel like I'm an old man at times. He's slightly older than I am, though. I will give him that. But when you're an old man, you're not going to be like these 20-something-year-old guys that can play tournament in, tournament out with very little injury and just totally killing it. Tiger's going to take some time off. He's not going to hit every tournament, but when he plays, he's going to give you the best Tiger that you can ever imagine, and he is going to be competitive week in and week out when it comes to majors, when it comes to big-time showings. When he's there, he's going to give it to you all, and this is just a great thing for golf. It's great for the sport, and now all of a sudden everybody's going to be glued to the TV for our next major, and this is good for the game of golf.
This is brilliant for the game of golf, Loudbeard, because we've spent 15 minutes talking about golf. We didn't spend more than 15 seconds talking about the Masters last year. I mean, I'm sure we did. Was it Bruce Koepka that won it? We mentioned that he went to FSU and everything, but
yeah, Brooks.
This is what
Tiger Woods.
This is what Tiger Woods does, and every single sports fan base needs to realize that the fan base doesn't drive the ratings and doesn't drive the sport. It is the casual fan, and for golf, the casual fan doesn't care about anybody but Tiger Woods. And you either need to try to develop a guy to take over his spot, or you need Tiger Woods to do what he did yesterday and just bring attention to the sport. And another way they can do that, Loudbeard, is to put Tiger Woods' name back on the golf game. Like EA, I don't know why you got rid of the name in the first place, but the game's not the same without Tiger Woods golf. Rory McIlroy golf or PGA golf, like nobody wants to buy that. I want to buy Tiger Woods PGA Golf Tour. And it's just like Madden. You can't change the name. Just leave it the way it is. It's a brand.
It is a brand. They do need to bring him back. Yeah, I mean, the Tiger Woods name was a little bit of a bad name for a while there, right? He had that personal issues and, the mugshot. The mugshot right now, it's going to go down on the internet history. It's one of the top searched and viewed images of all time. And because of that, some of these people, they got a little gun shy. I mean, he lost a lot of his sponsorship money. He lost the name right on the video game. Guess what? Nobody cares. Time's passed, and it's time to bring back that old Tiger swag and put him on a video game, put him back on being that top sponsor, put him on commercials again. He is the man, and you need to capitalize the world of golf.
Well, Loudbeard, Tiger Woods isn't the only one who's back. We are not the only one who's back. There's somebody else who's also back. Yeah, that's right. The Orlando Magic are back into the playoffs, and they win their first playoff game since 2012. Loudbeard, are the Magic for real? I think they're like 23-9 in their last 31 games. They beat the Toronto Raptors on their home court, and they did so in a way that they belonged on the court, not in a way that they just kind of lucked their way to the win. I mean, they just look good.
Yeah, they did look good, and they have played lights out as of late. And you're right. Is this the for real Magic that we're going to see? Now, this is a long series. We can't overreact, right? We can't just jump in and say, okay,
says
Magic
you.
got
I'm going to overreact. We got this. We're sweeping the Raptors.
All right, keep that going. You enjoy your Toronto Raptors sweeping over there. And this is a continuation of the Raptors having struggles in the playoffs. A team with all that talent struggling to put it all together. They've always had that buzzsaw known as LeBron James stand in their way. Now that LeBron is gone and out of the playoff picture, it really should be an easier track for these Toronto Raptors. But nay, I say, because the Orlando Magic are sitting there in their way, and the Magic are tough. They're playing tough. And Saturday, we saw upset after upset after upset. 3 out of the 4 games saw these higher-seeded teams that had no business winning, going out and getting big wins. And our Orlando Magic, a number 7 seed, going up against that 2 seed, the Toronto Raptors, on, like you mentioned, their home court, getting a 104-101 victory. It was a sweet, sweet victory, and boy, it feels great to be a Magic fan for once in a very, very long time.
Yes, the Magic have not lost a playoff game in 7 years.
They have it. 1-0.
1-0. No
1-0.
losses in 7 years. And Scotty Kaiser checking in. Fellas, all there is to say about that first segment is for shizzle. Yes. Tiger Woods, y'all.
Tiger Woods, y'all. That's right.
But you can reach us at Scout Team Radio if you want to interact with us on Twitter. Hit us up on the Twitter machine at Scout Team Radio. You can get Loudbeard at Loudbeard. And I don't know if you noticed, but I changed my name on Twitter, Loudbeard.
You mean the real Chris America or the Chris America?
The Chris America. I went to change my name.
Is it the or the? Because
the.
if it's the, there should be 2 E's. T-H-E-E.
No. The Chris America.
T-H-E-E?
No, just T-H-E, but pronounced the.
No, that's not how that works.
That is how
the
it works.
Other E is not silent.
Well, it's just not there. It got abducted by aliens.
I'm going to call you the Chris America. The.
The
There's no
Chris
E
America.
at all. I'm confusing people now.
If there was no E at all, it would just be
Chris America.
It would just be
Chris America.
But yes, I went to go get just regular old Chris America, and it's taken. And I'm sitting here thinking, what imposter is out there running around pretending to be me? It's all right. I need my blue check, man, so people know it's me. That's why I had to put the Chris America, so people know it's me. But Twitter, I need my blue check now because there are other people out there running around as Chris America, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a shame that there's such imposters out there in the world, that people would stoop that low. Un-Americans, I mean, they have to be terrorists, right? Where they have to come and try to steal our patriotism, and they steal our Chris America Twitter handles on Twitter. Those are the lowest of lows when it comes to people trolling on the internet. Now, Chris America, I'm gonna move on from your Orlando Magic. I know you like to talk a lot about your Magic, but Saturday was the surprise upset Saturday that we needed in the NBA. And there were some teams, some big-time named teams like the 76ers with Joel Embiid who played, and Ben Simmons and Jimmy Buckets and all of the whole crew at home in Philadelphia. They get upset by the Brooklyn Nets, 111-102. Should the panic button be pressed for the 76ers as they take a big loss to the Brooklyn Nets?
I would normally say no, but word on the street is a couple of the players were on the sidelines just text messaging in the middle of the game and all that other stuff, and that's a cause for concern. Let me see if I can get those names of who was texting on the bench.
Amir Johnson had the phone, and
Yes,
Joel Embiid
Johnson
was sitting
Embiid.
next to him. Yep.
Yeah. So I asked my buddy, who is a big Philadelphia 76ers fan, if this is a big deal. And he's a PE coach and a middle school basketball coach. And his thing was he said, I'm the quickest way to stay on Coach Jackson. The quickest way to stay on Coach Jackson's bench. 1, ask when I'm going to get in. 2, have conversations about S not related to the game. 3, when I call you and your A isn't up and right next to me in 2 seconds or less, you not paying attention, your A can stay on the bench. So if he was the coach of the 76ers and he saw his teammate or his team players texting and goofing around, Embiid and Johnson would not get on the floor.
Well, they try to be slick about it. Like, Amir pulls his phone out. It's like underneath a towel, and then he pulls the old, like a student in a classroom where they kind of hide it down by their legs and they're trying to look real quick. It's like, dude, you're in the middle of a basketball game. Like, what are you doing? You're a professional here. It's the NBA playoffs, and you're getting beat by the Brooklyn Nets, a team that you should not be getting beat by, a team that does not have that superstar power like you have, and you're sitting there, okay, who just Snapchatted me? It's so funny.
Hey, look, they're making fun of us on Twitter.
Oh, I bet
And
Kawhi's
they'll say they don't
laughing
have a
right now.
superstar. They have one D'Angelo Russell who scored 26 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and he has won more playoff games than his former Laker team since they drafted him.
Yeah, D'Angelo Russell's kind of coming out of his shell. He's still a very young player, and he is looking all the part as he helped his Nets upset the 76ers. And, for the 76ers, Jimmy Butler looked fantastic, but that rest of that team, guys like Ben Simmons, really just didn't look like themselves. I don't know if it's just the lack of experience. I mean, they made a nice run last year, or if they were just kind of warming up, or like you had mentioned earlier in the season, where it's kind of that Frankenstein team, right? You put these pieces together, but they don't always work together well, and it takes time to build chemistry, and when you put it together mid-season, that chemistry just doesn't automatically come.
No, it doesn't, and it takes a little while to get it, and then, like we'd mentioned before, when you got players on the sideline not paying attention, not into the game, their head's somewhere else, man, it's hard to gain that chemistry. It's hard to gain that trust in your teammates. Like, what would you think if you're on the floor, you're busting your butt, you're trying to get things going, and you kind of glance over and you see your boys just playing on their phones?
Yeah, that would not sit very well. And a guy that's super competitive like Jimmy Butler, I bet he's not so happy about this.
Yeah, I mean, if this is like game 56 of the season and we're on like the 5th straight road game on the West Coast, maybe I could see you, all right, it's cool. Like, we're all tired. I'm tired. I get it. We're kind of ready to just go home and sleep in our own beds. But first game, first round of the playoffs, man, you got to come out. You got to come out guns blazing.
You do have to come out guns blazing because it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole once you get into one. Now, a team that means all business and a coach that always means business is Greg Popovich. He becomes the all-time leader in coaching wins with 1,413 wins, and he does so by taking his number 7 Spurs, and they upset the number 2 Nuggets in the West, 101-96. Spurs always mean business, and Greg Popovich, he would not be putting up with that shenanigans on the sideline with those cell phones, would he?
Oh, no, he'd be harder than my friend Coach Jackson. He'd probably have like 15 more rules of how you stay on the bench. And Loudbeard, I was so disappointed because I was rooting for your bold prediction that they would get the 50 wins for like the 19th year in a row, and they got to 48. They missed it by 2.
Yeah, I can't eat an idiot sandwich when it's that close.
No idiot sandwich there. They just had, it's just basketball. Sometimes you go through lulls, and there was a point in time in the season where the Spurs were kind of down, like the Rockets were, but they come out in the first round and they take on the Nuggets. The Nuggets have their work cut out for them. I think the Spurs was a very, very bad draw for the Nuggets, who don't have a whole bunch of playoff experience. Not that this Spurs team is the same Spurs team of old, but they got Greg Popovich to kind of help them navigate their way through these games, and he knows every single playoff situation that you can think of, and he knows how to pass that down, where the Nuggets and their coach and their staff, they don't have that kind of experience. Like you mentioned, all of those wins, that all comes to play here.
Yeah, it really does. The Spurs, they have that playoff experience, and it's not just the coach. It's guys like LaMarcus Aldridge and guys like DeMar DeRozan that have a ton of playoff experience that come in, and they have good games because they know how to win these games. Where the Nuggets, they're being led by this young core. They have a fantastic point guard in Jamal Murray, but he's so young and doesn't have playoff experience. Jokic, who is their big guy, he is a fantastic player, but again, doesn't have that playoff experience. When you have a team that is just so young, even though they're so talented, experience sometimes can trump all of that. So seeding aside, I don't know that the Nuggets survive this series. This might be one of those ones where that veteran leadership and that veteran experience and that coaching staff of the Spurs takes out this Nuggets team, which has high aspirations of where they're going.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. They lost by 5 points. And you mentioned those two guys, Jokic and Murray. Murray had 17 points, that's okay, I guess. You'd like to see your leading guard be well over 20 in games like this. And Jokic had a triple-double, but the points part of that triple-double was just 10. So you kind of want to see him to be around 15 to 20, and you want Murray to be around 20 to 28, maybe even 30 if you can get there. He's obviously what Russell Westbrook or James Harden or LeBron James, who's going to get you 30 points plus a night in the playoffs, but you still want him. If you're going to win series like this against teams like the Spurs, you're going to want your superstar to be around 25 to 30 points.
Yeah, that's absolutely what you're going to need. And again, these guys are young. They're trying. They're really figuring themselves out here in the playoffs. And they just came up a little bit short. It wasn't a blowout. And we saw some blowouts during this NBA weekend. We saw a ton of blowouts, actually.
Their starting five all scored triple digits. Or, sorry, not triple digits. That would be insane. Their starting five all scored double digits, which is, again, that's what you want to see. But then now you need your Jamal Murray and your Jokic, the two stars on your team. You need them to be in double digits and then some.
That you need, Chris America. And I think we're kind of getting ourselves up against the commercial break here. So on the flip side, we're going to find out what Doc Rivers thinks is absolutely disgusting from this past weekend.
Oh, no. Did he see my sock drawer?
Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune into us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Welcome back, and thank you again for listening in. You're listening to Scout Team Radio. I'm Loudbeard. He's Chris America. We bring it to you hot and live each and every weekday morning, 6 a.m. on 12-ounce Sports Radio. We also record each episode, drop it as a podcast. We send that podcast over to our partner podcast network at Barnburner. You can check them out at barnburner.ca. That's right, .ca. They're in Canada. Our good friends up there in Toronto. Sorry, our Magic beat your Raptors. Sorry about that. Not really. Also, hit us up on Twitter. Get interactive. We are at Scout Team Radio on Twitter. Hit us up. We will read your tweets on the air. We love to get interactive. That is one of the favorite parts of doing a live show, is getting interactive with our listeners. So make sure you hit us up. And lastly, I do want to say you can find our podcast anywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Just search Scout Team Radio. And on our promos there, on our commercials, I mentioned that FanDuel. FanDuel, they're one of our sponsors. Make sure you check them out, FanDuel.com/STR. If you go in and sign up there, you will get a $5 bonus. And I just have to mention this on the air. I tried out fantasy golf for the first time over the weekend on FanDuel. I signed up through FanDuel.com/STR, and I'm having a good time. And I picked Tiger Woods and Brooks Koepka in my group. I picked a group of 6 golfers, and I had to go head-to-head against another sucker who didn't pick Tiger Woods. And I won big money, and I just have to say, Chris America, after this weekend, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling real good. And my wallet's
all about
feeling
that
a little
Benjamins,
heavier.
y'all.
Yep, hit us up, FanDuel.com/STR. Make sure you check it out. They have tons of different games for beginners, games for every level of daily fantasy, any sport that you can think of. Tons of fun, and I had a great time over the weekend winning big money with my man Tiger Woods, y'all.
And if you want to continue to win big money, go to mybookie.com. You can go to 12ouncesportsradio.com.
Mybookie.ag. You got to hit it up.
No, don't go there. Go to 12ozsportsradio.com, and at the top of the page, you can go to MyBookie. And right now, the on the website, when you go to 12ouncesportsradio.com, 12oz.com, 12ozsportsradio.com. Sorry, it's a Monday back, Loudbeard. We've been gone for a week, but we got Oklahoma City versus Portland. That's a -2 for Portland. 2-point favorite. Over-unders 218. Where are you feeling with that? You taking the over on the 218.5?
Maybe. Yeah,
I'm taking the over.
I'm going over.
I'm taking
yeah.
the over. Russell Westbrook, I think, is going to have a night.
Yeah, they got to bounce back. They can't go down 2-0, or 0-2. So they got to Thunder have to come storming back.
Boston's favored by 7, Milwaukee favored by 14, and Philadelphia. My bookie looks for Philadelphia to bounce back. They're an 8-point favorite.
Ooh, that's asking for a lot. That's those Nets. Nets are tough right now, man.
Some of those high, the Golden State Warriors are 13-point favorites, and then Milwaukee a 14-point favorite. Those are some really high, some high spreads there. That's dangerous.
It is dangerous, but when a team like Golden State crushes the Clippers 121-104, and afterwards Doc Rivers is calling the officiating disgusting when his guy Pat Beverly gets thrown out after getting run over by Kevin Durant, then I get it. That's when the point spread could be 1 million at this point. Golden State, they're going to totally steamroll the Clippers.
So he didn't look at my sock drawer. Okay, good.
No.
You had me worried all commercial break.
Yeah, you need to be worried because God knows what's living in that thing.
Yeah. Well, Loudbeard, the thing I hate about those big point spreads is a team could be winning 20 points the entire game, all the way up until like the final 2 minutes, and then they pull out their starters, and the losing team starts knocking down threes, and then it's like a 9-point win, and you're like, stupid last 2-minute threes.
Yeah, that could happen. Unfortunately, in the playoffs, some of these teams are the spread doesn't even matter because a team like the Rockets, they go up against the Jazz, win 122-90 last night. Do you think there was a 32-point spread on this game? I doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. A team like your Bucks, you love your Giannis and his Bucks. They go up against the Pistons without Blake Griffin. Griffin's out injured, and so without Blake Griffin, 121-86. I mean, this doesn't even look like it's going to be any sort of matchup. Bucks are going to run over the Pistons.
Yeah, and the 8th seeds are not doing quite as well as the 7th seeds, are they?
No, that 8th seed, you're in bad shape if you're sitting there at the 8th seed because, Pistons blown out, absolutely not looking good. Golden State Warriors, they take care of business with the Clippers. I mean, did we even think the Clippers were going to put up a fight against Golden State, though?
You kind of hoped for some semblance of a fight. Not a 121-104, but did you see Steph Curry became the all-time leading three-point shooter in playoff history? He passed Ray Allen this weekend.
Yeah, he did. And he's very young to be doing that. He's changed the game.
Yeah, I think he did it in like 300 less games. I don't know. There was a stat I saw. It was either like 5 less years or like 100 less games. It was something insane to where how fast he did it, faster than Ray Allen had it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Chris America, I have to ask you this question, and I hate to go this route because I feel like it's going to hurt your feelings a little bit.
Uh-oh.
But one of the most dominant teams in hockey had a big weekend this weekend. That's right. The Minnesota Duluth team beats UMass in college hockey. That is right. And I told you from the very beginning in this Frozen Four that I needed to go, Minnesota Duluth. I said that's Duluth Trading Company. They make good underwear, and Minnesota's cold. Together, they would beat UMass. So that was the only hockey team that had such a dominant presence this whole season. And then they go back-to-back and win their second championship in as many years. There isn't a single team out there in hockey that has played that good all season long and then came in and had a bad weekend. Is there?
No. Everybody who is really good at hockey is still doing really good at hockey.
Are they, though? Are they really?
If you ignore the Tampa Bay Lightning, yes.
Okay, so you're blocking it out. Like right now, there's a blind spot. There's a tractor trailer on your right side that you can't miss, but for some reason it falls into this little blind spot, and you don't see it at all, and you just turn right into it, and it is a total crash, a wreck, a disaster, kind of like the Tampa Bay Lightning in the playoffs.
This could go down as the biggest disappointment, biggest upset of all time. If this was the NBA right now, if this was the Golden State Warriors after they won their 73 games, we would be trashing them so hard.
We would be.
But because it's hockey, I'm sure in Canada they're going nuts. They're just, especially since it's down in Tampa, and like I don't think Canadian teams love that Florida teams do well. Like I think it chaps their ass a little bit. So I think they're loving it. But yeah, I don't have any answers as to what's going on with this Lightning team. Steven Stamkos, you guys got to Kucherov, Vasilevsky, you guys got to pull it together.
Yeah, now Kucherov was suspended in Game 3.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Yeah, so he's not out there. So he's got to come back. Now he should be an MVP type guy where he comes out and just dominates. So Game 4, we need Kucherov to step up. We need those big-time names for the Lightning to show what they're made of, don't we, Chris America?
We do, and this happened to them last year. Their scoring was so good, and then out of nowhere, they just stopped scoring goals. And they scored 3 goals in the first 2 periods of Game 1, and they were up 3-0. It looked like they were going to cruise. And I think they've scored 1 or 2 goals since. Yeah, I think they've scored 2 goals. I think they've scored 1 point in each game since then. And I don't. They've just gone cold on the ice, man.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see a team that had such a dominating regular season and then just come out and lay such an egg in the playoffs. And you're right. It from that very first game, all of a sudden they come out 3 goals right away, and it's like there's this sigh of relief, like, okay, we got this. And as soon as they let down their guard, they haven't been able to get back in. The Blue Jackets, they smelled blood in the water, and they attacked, and they have been attacking ever since. And it's not like these are just like close games. I mean, 5-1 Game 2, 5-1 you lose, and then this last game 3-1 in Game 3. The Lightning haven't even put up any sort of fight at all, and it's kind of disappointing. You know, we're here in the state of Florida. We aren't big-time hockey fans because we don't even see ice. We don't see snow. It's a weird balance to say, okay, we're into ice hockey, but we don't even have ice or hockey or snow anywhere around.
But it's 90 degrees outside yesterday.
Yeah, it's 90 degrees. It is. It's a weird feeling. But the Lightning, they gave us hope. They had such an amazing regular season, record-breaking regular season, the most wins ever. They tie a Boston Bruins team for the most wins ever in a season, and you think, okay, round 1, this should be a walk in the park. This should be like Golden State running over the Clippers. That's what this should be. And they're sitting here up against the ropes. But I'm not throwing in the towel yet, Chris America. I'm not. Until this team goes out completely, I'm going to give them fight. They still have some fight left. There's no need to panic.
They're still a really good hockey team. And they're a really good hockey team that can win 3 games in a row. But you know what makes me feel a little bit better about their plight right now, Loudbeard?
What's that?
Is that the Penguins are also down 0-3. And this is a team that's won titles recently. This is probably the premier team of the NHL over the last 5 or 6 years. And they're down 0-3 to the New York Islanders. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
It should make you feel better. We are getting a hot tweet in here from Scotty Kaiser. He says, the curse of the President's Trophy is real. This is why the NHL playoffs are the best. Seeding means next to nothing. At Scout Team Radio, also, you're lucky. Snow and ice suck when not in a controlled arena. Yeah, I agree. I like it where we don't ever have to worry about snow and ice.
Do you know where I like snow and ice in a controlled situation?
Where is that?
In a paper-thin cone where I can top it with all of the flavorings I can handle.
Like a red, yellow, and green, make it a rainbow-looking thing?
That's where snow and ice is best contained in a controlled area, is in a paper-thin cone that by the time you're done with it is almost like ripping apart in your hands.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that. As a kid, those bring back good memories, especially when it was 99 degrees outside and that you hear the sound of that ice cream man and you're like, oh, boy, it's on. Bring it.
Nothing like a good snow cone or a popsicle on a hot summer day.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But, yeah, Scott brings up the President's Trophy curse. In hockey, it's crazy. When you have the most wins in the regular season, you're almost like you get that kiss of death immediately. And I saw it with the Capitals a few years back, and now I'm seeing it with my Lightning. And it is, when you are the most dominant team in the regular season, all of a sudden, there's no respect for you in the playoffs. You have to go out there and fight it for real because there's a curse, there's a kiss of death, there's all of that. And the Lightning, they are feeling the brunt of that currently, and they better step up their game. They better pull it together. I want to see the Lightning continue on. Do not lose this game and do not get swept. Come on, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and just to go over some of the other ones, Maple Leafs Bruins, that looks like a good series, tied 1-1. Flames and Avalanche. Avalanche wins in overtime on Saturday, 1-1 there. And the Golden Knights looking to make another run. They're up 2-1 on the Sharks right now, and they dominated the Sharks 6-3. And the Jets and the Blues, St. Louis leads that 2-1, but the Jets come storming back with a 6-3. That's what the Lightning are going to need. They're going to need like a 6-3 type win on Tuesday and just really show out.
They need a confidence booster, don't they?
They do. They need a confidence booster. But, Loudbeard, we were gone last week. And
it happened.
With Tiger Woods winning and the Orlando Magic winning and all the things going on right now, I'm glad we missed last week instead of this week. However, we missed some very big news stories last week as well.
Yep, that whole Magic Johnson thing. That was kind of crazy.
I was so upset that we couldn't get on the radio and talk about that. And I know we can't spend too much time because that was a week ago. But was that the most bizarre thing or one of the most bizarre things you've ever seen in sports?
Yeah, and he was like, tell my boss. I haven't talked to her yet. Like, you didn't talk to Jeannie Buss before you got up in front of the media saying that, like, you're peacing out? Like, come on,
I really love and respect her, and I love our relationship, even though I'm telling you before I'm telling her.
Yeah, that was a little odd. I'm sure she was a little butthurt from that. I would be.
All right, more awkward. That press conference or the Dwight Howard and Stan Van Gundy press conference where Stan Van Gundy basically tells the media that Dwight Howard threw him under the bus and wants him fired, and then Dwight comes out with a big old smile and tries to give him a hug.
No, that was the most awkward press conference I've ever seen, and there's no comparison. Though this Magic Johnson one was pretty awkward. I mean, I don't know. I get it. Magic Johnson's a fun-loving guy, and he's getting into the minutia of all this business, and he's getting all the hate from this LeBron James deal and them not making the playoffs again, and they had all these high expectations. And the dude just wants to be liked. So when you're a guy that wants to be liked, like Dwight Howard was years and years ago in Orlando, and like Magic Johnson is, you can't handle the heat when it comes down to it. And this whole LeBron James experiment blew up in his face. And Magic Johnson was just like, dude, I got to get out of here quick.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things. We talked about it with Conor McGregor, too. Once you have money, it's hard to work hard. So he has this job. and it probably pays him pretty well, but compared to the money he has in the bank and everything, it's not enough to motivate him to want to go out and scout college kids and go all around the country and everything. I think he wanted to be at the Dwayne Wade game. I think that's what he said. He wanted to go see Dwayne Wade's last game, and then he couldn't because of collusion and everything else. So he's like, you know what? This isn't fun. I don't need the money, and I don't need my Laker legacy to be completely trashed. And that's where this thing is heading. So let me just bounce.
Yeah, that's true. Now, we are getting another tweet in here, and somebody, I can't really make out who this is, but they're pointing out that there might have been a victory in the last draft. Now, we had to take a full week off, you and I, Chris America, because we were so devastated by the loss in our last Friday fantasy draft. Every Friday on our show, we do a live fantasy draft, and we had a guest picker on, not last Friday because we were off, but the Friday before that. It was wrestling finishing moves after that big WrestleMania, or before that big WrestleMania weekend, and we had to take a whole week off to recover from it. But yes, Scott Kaiser, he hits us up. He says, more awkward than ignoring his victory over them in the last draft from last week. No, it isn't more awkward. We're just ignoring that it ever happened. But yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I rode Men in Black yesterday at Universal Studios, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. There was a flash, and my mind's been blank since.
Oh, you had one of those pins come up.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what it was.
I
I just saw a flash, and Will Smith was there, and I couldn't remember anything that happened in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that happens though. You know, those Men in Black guys, they took the flash pen over to LSU and said, "Here, you're gonna forget that your coach actually was caught on video or on tape, wiretapped by the FBI, offering potential recruits money. So you're going to forget that, and you're going to reinstate him." So Will Wade back at LSU, also flashed by Men in Black. Just throwing that out there.
Not only are you going to forget that he's offering players, but then he's getting upset when players don't take his offer, and he's like, what kind of offer does he want? He wants more money. I don't understand what he needs. We gave him the best offer he could get.
I think that deserves being reinstated because I don't remember any of that now. My mind is blank. I don't even know what happened. Good old SEC right there, living its best life. That's what it should do.
It definitely was. Did we miss anything else, Loudbeard, before we get out of here from last week?
No, I do. I have one big story I need to talk about, and this was the biggest of the big, and that is Major League Baseball player Chris Davis, not with the K. The guy with the K is really good. The guy with the C that makes millions of dollars to be Crush Davis for the Baltimore Orioles. He has a historic slump. He was like 0-54 at one point. But this weekend, Chris America, another Chris Davis, not Chris America, Chris Davis, breaks that slump and gets his first hit of the season. Oh, what a glorious moment. The crowd was cheering. His teammates were applauding all over a nice little blooper single into right field. Man, what a moment to break the worst slump in Major League history.
Yes, but that's not as big as our Tampa Bay Rays. 12-4, the second best record, but only because the Mariners have played more games. They're 13-5, so I kind of consider that a tie. 12-4 and 13-5 is the same thing for me. So I'm going to say they're tied for the best record in Major League Baseball. We were kind of down on them opening game because I said that they're going to surprise people at the beginning of the season, and then they come out and fall flat. And they've been electric since then.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay Rays coming out of nowhere. And then teams like the Red Sox suck. And Chris Sale, a guy they spent a ton of money on, he sucks.
Yeah, everybody has a losing record in the AL East, but the Tampa Bay Rays, and they have a firm 5.5 game lead on the Yankees, 6 games on the Red Sox, 7 games on the Blue Jays. We might as well just call it now. Just give them the AL East pennant, and let's just move on to the playoffs. No need to play the rest of the season.
No, absolutely not, man. That's one of those things where just give them crown them.
Two teams that were expected to do big. They're kind of just right now. The Phillies and Braves over there in the NL East. Braves 9-6, Phillies 9-5. Good, but not great, Loudbeard.
Yeah, still early. We got a long way to go, man. It is a marathon, and Phillies and Braves, they're doing good work, especially with that slow start the Braves started out with. So they've come around, man. You can see good things happening here for the Braves. They're going to be a quality team moving forward.
Now, what about the Cubbies? Cubbies 5-9.
Yeah.
Time for
panic
button?
Time to
Yeah.
panic. Time to panic.
Halfway through April, hit the panic button.
What about that guy that bet $85,000 that Tiger would win the Masters and now he's a millionaire?
Oh, man. You bet
Should
on
that guy
Tiger,
hit the panic button?
You bet on Tiger and you were like, oh, I won a couple of bucks. That guy bet on Tiger and he's a millionaire now. He should, I mean, he better get them taxes right. That's all I know.
The tax man always cometh.
Yeah.
Just like the end of our show, Chris America. Tax
Yeah.
man, the end of our show. But
it was
you
a
know
great
what?
show. Great show back.
It felt good to be back on the airwaves. We want to thank all of our listeners out there. Thank you for listening, and make sure you download that podcast also, and you check us out each and every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. on 12 Ounce Sports Radio, and hit us up on Twitter at Scout Team Radio. We love all of that.
We out. See ya. Have
Peace.
a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Man, I can't believe the Rays. 12-4. I'm excited. Just need the Lightning to bounce back.
Yeah, the Lightning. Hey, what's up there, listeners? This is your friendly neighborhood Loudbeard, and I'm here to tell you that there's two type of people in the world, those that are on a podcast and those that want to be on a podcast. And if you are one of those out there that want to be on a podcast, one of the first decisions you will need to make is which podcast host you want to use. That's right. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, you need to check out Podbean. Here at Scout Team Radio, we have been using Podbean since the very beginning, and we absolutely love it. They are easy to use, and they have affordable options. Just go to podbean.com/STR. That's right, Scout Team Radio. Podbean.com/STR to get started today. What are you waiting for?